Speaking of what came after those trailers,
Yes.
I'm in the awkward position of having seen Deadpool and Wolverine while Daniel still has not. After conferring with him before the show, he has basically not had the actual plot revealed to him, but he basically knows all the cameos that everybody was waiting for.
Yes. Yeah.
So, um, and we'll probably do like a deeper dive on this when it actually drops on streaming. So I'm just going to give some initial light spoiler thoughts.
Okay.
So, Deadpool Wolverine is, I would say, it's not as good as Deadpool 1, but it is better than Deadpool 2.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I think part of it is that part of what for a comedy like this, you kind of need something where you have a punching bag of some sort, which, in the first movie was Deadpool himself. In this one, it's the sorry state of Marvel superhero movies.
Yeah.
Like, they legitimately, it feels like they were given a lot of leeway to make jokes like you and I would make at the expense of Marvel that uh, I would go, oh, there's no way they're going to let this fly in this script. The overall storyline is it's more multiverse nonsense, which is why I'm really crossing my fingers
Yeah.
that Kevin Feige and the other people at Marvel don't misinterpret the success of this and Spider-Verse and the relative success of Multiverse of Madness as people having and also Spider-Verse as people having a hunger for more multiverse projects. Please, 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 please. This was the last one you had left.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah.
You don't have another franchise attached to Marvel that has a multiverse that is interesting enough to riff on.
Yeah.
Like there is a scene later on where this is like a minor spoiler where there's a whole bunch of Deadpools from across the multiverse.
Yeah.
Um, there are not actually that many different versions of Deadpool that they have had over time. Because like it basically features the Deadpool force from the comics, which was like Kid Pool, Lady Deadpool,
Yeah.
Zombie Deadpool, who's like a head that flies around with a little beanie cap, and what was the other one? And Dogpool. Dogpool is a big part of the movie actually.
Oh.
Um, but like to fill out the rest of that crowd, they had to do things like have a version of him wearing his comic or his gray suit from the X Force days with Rick Remender.
Uh,
And then you had like a bunch of generic ones like Scottish Deadpool, Samurai Deadpool, Deadpool with a Welsh flag on his shirt because I believe that Ryan Reynolds partially owns a Welsh football club.
oh yeah. I think I remember that. Yeah.
So I'm saying is that this character who it really this works for, even he doesn't have that much multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
But to get back to the real movie, so I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to avoid spoilers about the overall plot.
Yeah.
No, there
Sorry.
was not, in fact, a Mint Mobile pool, and that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so the overall storyline is I'm going to basically go with the assumption that you haven't seen the movie yet. That's why you're watching sort of a general overview. And I
Mhm.
want to leave some surprises for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to be willing to talk about like like a couple aspects of the plot that going in don't hurt anything. But since it's a comedy, I don't want to spoil too many gags.
Okay.
If I mention a gag, I'm not going to mention its overall placement. So I think that one of the problems I have with this movie on like a storytelling level is that did you have to like Jake Skywalker Deadpool again?
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
Because the movie starts and he's basically stopped Deadpooling and he broke up with his girlfriend who has been such a focus. Actually, no, no, no. She is not a focus of the second movie. She is a plot device in the second movie to make him sad.
Yeah.
She's like a focus of the first movie, and that's actually part of what drove the first movie to success was it functioned as an R-rated comedy action romance movie for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've broken up again, but he's living the life with the assortment of supporting characters he got over the first two movies,
Mm,
and then he's recruited by the TVA from Loki. And what I will say is that they do a good job of explaining the TVA to people like me who didn't actually watch Loki. My my dad who he like really enjoys all those streaming shows that I typically skip.
yeah.
He's like, well, now you have to watch Loki so you get the reference. He's like, nope, nope, I'm good. They did a good job.
Yeah.
So what you find out is that these universes have a what they believe they call an anchor being, which is basically a character who is so important that once they die, that universe starts to fall apart.
Mm,
This is an idea that does not make any logical sense from an in-universe perspective,
yeah.
but the the way they describe it is that because Wolverine died in Logan, the Fox Marvel universe is falling apart.
Oh. So then that's his universe, right?
Right, that's Deadpool's universe, so he's trying to fix it. So his scheme is he's going to go find himself another Wolverine, which is the Wolverine we see here on the right in the actual blue and yellow costume,
Ah, okay.
which the TVA doesn't care for his shenanigans, so he ends up getting banished to the place where the remnants go. That is as far as I feel like describing the plot without horribly spoiling it.
Okay.
But what the plot basically, like I said, like from a world building perspective, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to have this whole anchor being concept.
Yeah, because
Like, does that mean that
yeah,
the universe did not exist before Wolverine existed?
yeah,
It only makes sense if you like are thinking from the perspective of yeah, they basically built the whole X-Men cinematic universe on Wolverine's shoulders. It kept making Hugh Jackman get jacked up again and come back for cameos in the later X-Men movies.
yeah. Yeah, they did give him 3 spin-off movies, so
Yeah, that too. So like he was the basis of it. But what the place where they're banished to really is it's an excuse for a bunch of cameos. And I was kind of surprised at the actors they were able to one get back after all these years,
yeah. So,
and two, how many of them basically still looked recognizable, considering that some of those movies that they were last in were 20 plus years ago.
yeah. Yeah, like Wesley Snipes and
Hmm.
you know, as Blade and Jennifer Gardner as Elektra.
Yeah. By the way, Elektra was a dog water movie, but yeah, they did her justice in this one.
Okay.
And that's I think is the thing is that so what I have discovered is that what we talked about multiverses madness on several occasions. Nobody from Marvel ever really promised the crazy cameos that we had dinged the movie for not having. That was like
Yeah.
internet rumors, maybe some people who worked at the company wanting to generate buzz or something.
Yeah, yeah, like Tom Cruise playing Tony Stark.
Right, that type of thing. Like
Yeah.
that was never really promised. This movie basically does have that promise and it does deliver.
Okay.
Because there are some cool scenes. The Now here's the thing: every character is, if you like think about it too hard, every character in here, it's like, oh wait, so the universe fell apart. They've been banished to this place where the rejects go,
Mm.
and like if this character is here, that means all of their other friends from those movies that you liked 20 years ago are dead.
Yeah. Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
like just for example, they didn't hire Ben Affleck to come in to do something.
Yeah, that's what my mind immediately went to with Jennifer Gardner being, there with Elektra. Like, well, did they get Ben Affleck's Daredevil? Yeah.
They did not know.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is that you can't take it too seriously, but it does function very nicely as a send off to that whole Fox era of Marvel movies.
Okay.
Because characters who you saw, and one character who you never saw despite his best efforts to get cast in that role,
Yeah.
and I won't spoil who that is, get to come in and do one cool thing one last time.
Ah. Okay.
Now, do I? Okay, so that's kind of the plot feeliness of it. Ninja makes the excellent point. It's an excuse to have multiverse shenanigans. Yes. So again, like you can't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Now, the moment to moment comedy, Hugh Jackman as a pissed off older man makes an excellent comedic foil for Ryan Reynolds nonsense. In fact, what's funny is that at his age, with whatever makeup or CGI or whatever, he is
Yeah.
just the right amount of gruff to actually feel like the comic book Wolverine finally. When you think about, like, when you look back at him like in X-Men 1, it's like, wow, you were so young and baby faced that you were totally miscast.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least from like a physical perspective.
Yeah.
But like if you read or if you have read the comic books for any length of time, they have lots of specific call out jokes about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'll just give one away. Like when he's trying to find a Wolverine to steal, he comes into a bar and there is a CGI'd Hugh Jackman who is actually like 5'3", which is the canonical height for Wolverine. Like, oh yeah, comic book accurate height Wolverine. No, thank you.
That's good.
But yeah, it's pretty funny. Also very crude, extremely
Mm.
crude.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right. I'm just gonna say, like, I've watched podcasts where a guy keeps telling the story about how his wife, like, he was going to the movies to see Deadpool 1, and his wife insisted that he take the kids with him because it was a superhero movie, and he said, "You don't want me doing that," and she insisted, so they saw it, and she was unhappy with the results.
Well, like, honey, this movie's rated R.
Yeah, it is kind of, it's one of those things where, like, people just cannot see American comic books as anything but for kids, despite 100 years of evidence to the contrary.
Yeah.
But so overall, I came out very happy. My dad came out happy. I had
Yeah.
a good time. It was funny. If I watched it again, I would probably start picking at some of those plot threads I said not to take too seriously before.
Mm.
But since it's a comedy, it gets a buy,
Okay.
especially because Deadpool's not going to be in the next Avengers movie if a next Avengers movie happens.
Yeah.
This was a one off.
Mhm.
Hugh Jackman, hopefully, is not going to be playing this till he's like 90 or something.
Well, I don't know. You had Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones till he was 80.
Yeah, that works so well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you're like me and you held off on seeing it early on, go give it a watch. It's especially if you grew up watching those Fox movies, you'll get a lot of references and member berries and such. And
Yes.
they actually had a bit in the end credits where they were showing some behind the scenes footage from those Fox movies. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, if I look at like objectively, most of those movies were not good.
No, yeah, even like the good X-Men movies were, you know, average.
Yeah. So but it was still like oddly nostalgic realizing this was the end. And so I'm glad that the end of it wasn't actually that Dark Phoenix movie they crapped out a few years back.
Oh yeah, God, that movie was horrible. Oh,
I skipped it. Sounds like I made the right choice.
you did, yeah. I think I watched it on Max. It was
Mm.
terrible. Oh, awful.
Uh, the one I am kind of tempted to subject myself to sometime is New Mutants, just because that was such a behind the scenes nightmare.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I may
Morbidly
subject
curious.
myself to that. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah, Ninja says the only good X Men films was First Class and Days of Future Past. Yeah,
I haven't seen X-Men 2 for a while, so that would probably be the one of the original set that would still hold up at all.
yeah, probably.
Also, I'm going to be heretical. I actually liked the Wolverine more than I liked Logan.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't hate Logan. Although I watched the PG-13 version. I didn't watch the. I haven't seen the director's cut yet.
I forget which one I saw, but
Yeah.
oh well. Um, if
Ninja
I'm
doesn't Ninja doesn't want us to torture him with a Two Mutants review. Okay.
Oh, Ninja hasn't seen either. I would say that like okay, the first Wolverine movie, it is only worth watching so you know where Deadpool came from.
Oh
When
yeah,
I say
yeah.
when I say where Deadpool came from, I mean where the film Deadpool came from in a meta sense, not like important lore for to understand the movies.
Yeah, yeah. The movie that got Deadpool wrong.
Yes, but the other two movies were at least good,
Yeah, they were. Yeah, yeah. The Wolverine was Japan.
right? It's like the Mariko story, the Silver Samurai, all
Yeah,
that good stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So you've gotten the broccoli out of the way.
Yeah.
Go have your steak and dessert.
Yes. Yeah.